going to make life easier, as Amen said in that clip, for Amen Thompson. Guys like Jabari Smith and Amen Thompson and Tari Eason can easily fill in the minutes that Dylan Brooks is vacated by being part of that trade. So I think this Rockets team is awfully good. They're awfully deep. There's a reason why there wasn't a huge market for Kevin Durant this summer. He's going to cost a lot of money in an extension. He's an older player, and also the fit in a lot of these situations wasn't necessarily clean. But for Kevin Durant with the Rockets, there is not a better fit in the league than him landing there. I thought it was the one team that always made sense. It's why the Rockets got him, as you laid out, for a pretty fair price from their standpoint. And it's why they're set up very nicely with having him now on their roster.
Ramona, you and I have talked about this. There's not a better coaching staff fit for Kevin Durant. He respects Ime Udoka so much. Ime coached him with Team USA in Brooklyn. He's really good friends with Rockets assistant coach Royale Ivy from those Longhorn ties. How do you see that benefiting the Rockets?
Oh, look, I mean, we've talked a lot about Kevin Durant over the past, his entire career, but he wants to play basketball, and he wants to just worry about that. He needs the coach to be the coach and be the leader in that locker room and hold guys accountable. And that is what he's going to get with Ime Udoka. Kevin Durant's not going to have to be the loudest voice in the room. He's not going to have to make sure somebody's coming to practice or getting there on time. That's Ime's job.
Yep.
And I think he really appreciates that. And every place he's ever been, that's what he's asked out of the coach. And I think this is probably the best fit he's ever had. I mean, I know they did Oklahoma City, those were some good fits. The Warriors, I think that sort of ran its course. Obviously, it wasn't a fit in Brooklyn with Steve Nash, and then last year with Budenholzer wasn't great. And this year, Ime Udoka is a guy that he has a relationship with, he trusts. And as you mentioned, Royale Ivy, those guys go back to their Texas days.
Way back.
One thing to follow up on really quick. The other thing, along with Ime Udoka, Fred VanVleet, one of the best leaders in the league. The NBPA just voted him their new president for another 4 years. So he'll be in charge of their negotiations in the next CBA. Thought that was an under-the-radar, really big thing in the league going forward. And Fred VanVleet, as the leader of that team with Ime Udoka, to your point with Kevin, he doesn't have to worry about any of that other locker room stuff. He can just go out there and ball and fill it up as he's going to. Ime Udoka and Fred VanVleet will set the culture there. I think it's why it's such a great fit.
So true, and they're different types of leaders, right? Like Kevin might not be the most vocal, but you have Fred VanVleet. And so, DDJ, I want to get you in on this discussion as well here, because we talk offense with Kevin Durant. But you brought up something interesting with his defensive skills.
Yeah, I think we clearly know what Kevin Durant can do for this team offensively, but I think he's going to add a lot of versatility for the squad on the defensive end. I think Kevin Durant has been kind of an underrated defender throughout his career. He can defend in the paint. He can defend with help defense. The blocks are always there. And what he can do for this team defensively is, one of the problems with the Rockets last year is you would have 5 guys playing defense and their offense would come to a halt. You could put Durant out there with 4 great defenders, which the Rockets have, and then allow him to run the offense, and you could put the guys like Amen Thompson, Okogie, which is a sneaky good defensive ad that they just had, Dorian Finney-Smith. You can go super big with Adams and Durant and Sengun, or you can go with Kevin Durant playing center, which he is known to do. There's just so much defensive versatility that you add with Kevin Durant's own defense, but also the fact that you don't have to worry about that offense falling apart if you have too many good defenders out there, because Kevin Durant can just generate so much offense on his own.
Great stuff. Totally agree. All right, still ahead on the board. Spurs star Victor Wembanyama hosted his own Hoop Gambit tournament in France this week.
Victor's had quite the summer.
He really has.
He's been everywhere, worldwide. Wemby's teammate Jeremy Sohan was in attendance, as well as fellow Frenchman Rudy Gobert. And speaking of the Spurs, our Tim Bontemps released his rebuild rankings from the 14 teams who did not make the playoffs last season. It's not just about who's good right now, it's about who's building toward greatness. Bontemps' latest list of the best position for the future: number 1, the Spurs; number 2, Mavs; number 3, the Hawks; number 4, 76ers; and finishing the list at number 5, the Wizards. So let's start with this. Tim, why the Spurs?
2 words: Victor Wembanyama. If you have Victor Wembanyama on your team, you have a chance to win a championship, and that's what this whole list was about. How close are you to winning a title? There are several teams, Washington, Utah, Brooklyn, Charlotte, that if they'd gotten a Cooper Flag, they might be number 1 on this list because of all the other young guys they've got. But this guy right here is an alien. He's got a chance to be the best player on the planet. They have Stephon Castle. They have Dylan Harper. They have the ability to make other trades in the future. They just added De'Aaron Fox. This is a team that when you look at that list, if a couple things go right, we could be talking about them going toe-to-toe with the Oklahoma City Thunder over the next few years. Victor Wembanyama's got a chance to be the best player in the league. That is why they're at the top of that list.
Okay, so we've spent the last few weeks asking all the big questions of the offseason. Who's the team to beat? Which stars are on the move? What's next for some of the league's biggest names? But DDJ, you are done guessing. You're ready to deliver 3 NBA guarantees heading into the season. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do this. These are things I guarantee. Can I even do that? Anyway, so the number one thing that I'm guaranteeing here is that Victor Wembanyama, piggybacking off what Tim Bonds said, he is going to be Defensive Player of the Year. Lock it in. He was close to Defensive Player of the Year before he went out. Would have won that last year. 3.8 blocks and a steal at only 2 fouls per game. This dude, you are good luck scoring on him at any point. Playing a full season, you can lock him in as Defensive Player of the Year for sure. Next, going to the Eastern Conference, we have our Eastern Conference Finals matchup locked and loaded. Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks. It's happening. I don't care about the wild cards. Yes, the Atlanta Hawks look good. Yes, the Magic look good. But Cavs Knicks are primed with what's going on in the East. No Celtics, no Pacers. Giannis not being a factor probably. It's going to be up to the Knicks and the Cavs. One of these teams are going to make the finals and the other one is going to be left wondering if they got to make some real big moves. Finally, we're going where we started, OKC, the Thunder, #1 seed in the West. Lock it down. They are on an island right now. Not only are they going to be the #1 seed, they're going to get 60-plus wins, and I think they're going to do it pretty easily. They're going to be, they got a lot of health on their side right now. Chet Holmgren looks healthy. J-Dub got that surgery. This team is better than they were last year. What's scary is that last year was the worst version of this team. Everybody's getting better. Chet's getting better. J-Dub's getting better. SGA is going to try to win another MVP. It is the OKC and everybody else in the league right now.
Oh, those are some bold guarantees. Tim and Ramona, let's get your thoughts on DDJ's guarantees. Ramona?
I mean, I think that award for Defensive Player of the Year would be named after Victor when he's all said and done. So that's not a long limb that you went on that one. The other ones, I agree with you. Probably that's going to be the Cavs and the Knicks. But there's a few teams that could make some noise, and I'm not writing Giannis or the Bucks off at all. I think in terms of guarantees, I still like the guy in Denver. You can say he's going to average a triple-double. I'm just going to say he's going to lead the league in assists next year. He was second last year. Trae Young was the leader in assists. And I think he's right there. He does it in his sleep, guys. He does it in his... And I think Denver got a lot better this offseason. He's got even more guys to pass to that are going to put the ball away for him. And I think that's something he hasn't done. Let's see him do it here.
As far as Davis will go, totally with him on Thunder, totally with him on Victor winning Defensive Player of the Year. He might win the next 5 in a row. The one I'm curious about is the Knicks and the Cavs in the conference finals in the East. We thought last year, all season, it was going to be the Cavs and the Celtics. Yep. Neither one of them made it to the conference finals. I am curious to see if both of those teams can get there. They certainly go into the season having all the expectations, as David correctly said, that they should get there. My prediction for going into next season, my guarantee for now, Miami Heat going over 37.5. I think it's the best number on the board. The Heat won 37 games last year, and they were 14-28 in clutch time games. They played the 5th most games, clutch time games last season. They were 28th in winning percentage. That almost always evens out. They add to normal. See if Josh Giddey and the Bulls can get some kind of a deal done.
All right, well, time flies. It's been exactly 1 month since the NBA draft, and the guy that went #1 had all eyes on him in the Vegas Summer League. Cooper Flagg was relatively inefficient from the floor in Game 1, but exploded his next game out, tying that Summer League record for most points by a #1 pick. Our Marty Smith went to Flagg's hometown to find out more about the main man.
You know the player.
Cooper Flagg!
You know the posters.
A dunk of a lifetime!
The accolades.
A new ACC freshman record.
But let me introduce you to the village that raised Cooper Flagg. I went to the furthest reaches of the Northeast to find out how a kid from rural Maine became the main attraction in the NBA draft. Newport, Maine is a postage stamp of some 3,000 residents in the center of the state. It sits on the shores of Sebastian-Cook Lake, with patriotic blue-collar sensibilities that make small-town America so charming.
There's a fabric in our community of sticking together. rise above and put in that extra work. Hit it on the national level as he did is pretty impressive.
Flag's basketball journey began right here at his childhood home in the center of town. This metal pole is all that remains of the driveway hoop wars between a trio of brothers and a rotating tribe of teammates.
We've got so many memories here. A lot of fights, a lot of fist fights, a lot of blood and tears.
It was a joy to walk in those walls and be around their family, though. I have such great memories having sleepovers here and playing basketball here and growing up with them.
The boys told me about a local entrepreneur I had to meet. Bob Bird, owner of Bear's One-Stop Gas Station.
So, Bob,
Yes.
you play horse against the high school kids around here?
Yeah, I play against most anybody.
What happens if they beat you?
They get a free tank of gas.
What happened when you played Cooper Flag?
He got a free tank of gas.
Flag played just 1 year in this gym at McComas Regional High School, delivering the only boys basketball state title in school history.
When did you guys know that Cooper was different?
In middle school, never seen anything like it.
We didn't have a game within 30 points, and he'd have 25, 10, and 10 every night.
I think the highest compliment I can give to any player is you're a great teammate. And Cooper's a great teammate.
Why are you emotional about that right now?
That group was very special. You know, we talked about being a family, and sometimes that's a cliche, but that group really was that close. We really were a family.
Everyone I met agrees. Flag is the biggest thing that ever happened here.
He's just really good, and I really want to be like him someday.
While he went on to stardom at prep school in Florida, superstardom at Duke,
Cooper Flag, the most popular export from Maine since lobster.
now stands on the doorstep of Maynard history.
It means a lot to me, coming from a small town. Being able to represent the state in the basketball space, kind of put it on the map.
Rest assured, Cooper's flag, sun or snow, is forever planted right here in Newport.
I mean, that was just great stuff by Marty Smith. Flag is the odds-on favorite, of course, to win Rookie of the Year at -190 according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook. He's followed by Trey Johnson at 9-1, and then VJ Edgecombe at 10-1. It's time for Who's the Hooper? The game that everyone's talking about. We lay out the Hooper hints. You guess the Hooper. All right, so first up, this Hooper was drafted at number 16 in 2021 by OKC. First-time All-Star in 2025, and the youngest center ever to 1,000 assists. Who is the Hooper? I'm not guessing.
Wow, I thought I was going to see if people knew the answer, but
That was quick.
I know. Okay, should we go?
Alfred Şengün.
Okay, let's do it.
It's his birthday today.
Oh, there you go.
It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Alfred.
Herman Powell this summer. They have a full season of Andrew Wiggins. They have a full season without the drama of the Jimmy Butler situation. I expect Miami in a weak Eastern Conference to be pushing to win games. We'll be at or over 500 and well over the 37.5 number.
DDJ?
I'm just thinking about, I don't know what I'm going to do